Hey YouTube. So I guess we'll start with the numbers because that's the way this works. At my high weight, I was 361 pounds even. Day of surgery, I was 342.6, I think. And then today I am 192.8. So I didn't do the math. I don't know. I'm almost at 170 pounds. So 169 pounds lost. So that's like the meat and potatoes of it. This week I decided I wanted to talk about the not so glamorous side of VSG or weight loss surgery or rapid weight loss in general. You know, we all have those things that we are really self-conscious about or whatever it may be, and for a lot of us it's loose skin. So I'm not doing a skin flick today because I'm not ready. I'm just not. I wanted to be, I tried to be, I'm not. So instead of that, I'm just gonna just talk a little bit about it and just show you. I will show you my arms because I wanted to address something that is important to me because I suffer from it, and I'm sure some of you do too. I don't know how prevalent it is because I never really looked into how high the numbers are, but I know that it's obesity related. I had a condition called hidradenitis suppurativa, and it's essentially cysts that occur in areas where there's a lot of friction and skin-on-skin contact. So the armpits, the inner thighs, the groin area, under the belly. I only ever get them in my underarms, but I'm going to show you the aftermath. I haven't had one in a long time because I have lost the weight and I don't have the friction as much as I did previously, but when I was obese, I always had 2 or 3 at a time, and they scar like crazy. So I'm going to show you, and it's one of the things I'm most self-conscious about my whole entire life. I don't wear tank tops in public, and it's not because of my arm skin, because I'm not as embarrassed about my arm skin as I am my cyst scars. So I'm going to show you, and sorry. So if you see, it's just all in here. They're just very pitted. Some of them are still very purple. I have it on this side too. Just scar after scar after scar because they would get so bad and they would get so infected. And I don't have anything. Like, there's nothing in them. There's no active outbreaks. They were so painful. It's one of those things about obesity that people don't talk about a lot. I know I had a few friends that had like chronic yeast infections like under their breasts or under their belly. I luckily never dealt with that. But I did deal with the cyst issue, and the only thing they could do was occasionally prescribe antibiotics, which always made me sick, so I never took them, and I just did hot compresses and kept the area as clean as possible. But I still, to this day, am like horribly embarrassed by it, and I don't really know why I'm embarrassed. Like, it's ugly, I guess, and I'm just embarrassed that I let my body get to a point where I was so overweight that I was getting cysts from my arm fat rubbing. It's hard. It's hard to digest and it's hard to deal with. And it's one of the embarrassing things. And you saw when I lifted, I do have quite a bit of excess skin going on. I work out, so I have built muscle, and so I think that's the only reason why it's not as bad as it could be. It could be worse. I know that. I try every day when I look in the mirror to appreciate that it could be worse, and it's not. And even if it is worse, there are ways to repair it. Lauren Losing just had pretty much a full body lift. She did her arms, her breasts, her belly, and the lower body lift, and she looks amazing, and I'm so jealous. And I hope that I will be able to do the same. I know my insurance will cover some of it, but not all of it, so it just becomes like a money thing after a while. But I'm of the opinion that my self-esteem is worth the money, because I do have a lot of excess skin, especially in my belly, back, and my legs. There's just a lot there. My arms are the least bad of all of it, and they're the part that I see the most, that it bothers me the most, but as far as the loose skin goes, they're the least bad. I have a partner who's very supportive, and he's very good about telling me that he appreciates my body the way it looks now, the way it was when I was 361, and the way it will be in the future. And I think that in and of itself has helped my mindset as far as my metamorphosis is going, because the breasts bother me. They do. I had, before surgery, I was a 44J, and I am now a 36 triple D, which triple D still sounds huge, and I guess it is still huge, but the problem is that I'm completely flat in the top. I have that like tennis ball in a tube sock thing going on. All of my breast tissue is all at the bottom of the breast, and so I just have these like pendulum breasts, and I was always Destiny with the boobs before surgery, and so now that is one of those dynamics that I'm trying really hard to get used to, that I am not Destiny with the boobs. They're big, but they're not big like they were before, and now they're not perky or full or nice or round or any of that anymore, and so I'm trying to wrap my brain around that and realize that in the grand scheme of things, having bad boobs for a couple years isn't the worst thing that can happen. But I'm a human and I'm insecure about things, and as much as I want to say that I'm not a superficial person, we all are to an extent because we're visual creatures. So that's one of the things about this. You go from one set of insecurities to another, I feel like. I was insecure about my size before, and now I'm not insecure about my size, but I'm insecure about the leftovers. I'm insecure. I call it my skin suit. I'm insecure about my skin suit. So I went from being insecure about being fat and sweaty all the time to being insecure about being in a suit of loose skin. Some days are great, some days are not great. I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you that every day I wake up and I'm like, yes, I love this body. I'm not to the point yet where I fully embraced myself and my form. And I hope that I will get to a place where I'm just comfortable and happy in the skin that I'm in. And I'm way more comfortable and happy now than I was a year ago. I am way better in that aspect. And so even if it stopped right here, even if I never lost another pound, I'm so much happier now than I was a year ago. So I don't regret it at all. It's just trying to get yourself over those mental humps is really important. And I just wanted to touch on that so that people know that you're not alone in these feelings. I think we all go through this at some point. We all go through that point where we're looking in the mirror naked and we're like, but it's better than dying young from heart failure because your body can't deal with the weight you've put on. It's better than being holed up in your house because you're too tired to do anything. It's better than being in constant pain. So these are the things I remind myself of. How do you guys get through your really insecure, weak moments? I'm really interested to know. I want to talk about this and have a dialogue. And that's all I have to say this week. So I will see you guys next week.